5 seconds remaining. Team Secret's turn to ban. Radiant team ban.
Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen. First game, at least over here on game number 2 of the EPICENTER Major. Here we are in Group A with a matchup of Titans, Team Secret versus Pain Gaming
remaining.
in a best of 3. I'm your caster Hazbaz, and I'm joined by, he's known by many names, Cryptic, Ricky, but he's here with me offering analysis and color commentary. And of course, EPICENTER couldn't be brought to you without our tournament partner, Ray Gaming, and our broadcast partner of Twitch. So how excited are you for this match?
This is gonna be great, man. I'm really excited to start off strong. I mean, Team Secret, what a pleasure, right? These guys just coming off their win at Birmingham. They're such an amazing team to watch, just in every aspect of Dota.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you there. They've got to be quite possibly the tournament favorites, to be honest.
I mean, I'd have to agree, right? I think everyone expects this team to do very well. They seem to have this kind of dynasty that they've created at this point, and it's well deserved. I mean, they've put in a lot of work. They play exceptional Dota. It's fun, man. I love it. Pain Gaming, though, not pushovers. These guys, they've had recently a little bit of struggles, but I think this roster is really strong. I think they do have a decent chance to do pretty well in this major.
I mean, I have to say, just as a fan of, you know, the kind of Dota that South America brings, you know, the frantic, heavy pace, it would really be nice to see that region have some success. And, you know, maybe if one team were to have a big success, it would a lot more success in the region and maybe intermingling with outside forces. But so we've talked about the teams a fair amount. Should we talk about what's happening here in the draft?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely can. I'm kind of surprised on some of the bans. The Chen, to me, I thought was a hero that after the rework, he didn't seem as strong, but I guess they're still respecting that against Team Secret. Maybe they just don't want to take the risk.
Yeah, we did see that even with the cooldown, even with the aura changed up, he's still, some people are really afraid of that Chen. And I was looking over the kind of things that happen in Starlad, and it just seems that like this Nyx assassin is no one wants to be able to let through such a threat.
Absolutely. I mean, it's so good. You can pick it up early in the draft. It counters out a lot of the mid laners that typically would have like a free game in certain drafts, but Nyx assassin makes it very difficult. He's also just a lane bully. He's very difficult to play against in general.
Yeah, the Spirit Breaker though. This is I don't know if you'd call it a Team Secret special, but they were really one of the people to show after a few buffs Spirit Breaker got, how he's now really a valuable part of this meta. So.
What do you think of the first pick Spirit Breaker?
I mean, I think it gives a lot of flexibility because Secret, they're willing to play it in a 4, they're willing to play it in a 5, and I always think that's something that you should never underestimate is possibility of global presence.
I like it. First pick Warlock, that's not too abnormal. I think we've seen this a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Wraith King, something of those lines. I think it's a hero we've been seeing a lot. Okay, Ember Spirit. I think this is going to be one of the heroes of this tournament for sure. This hero seems very strong.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, especially from getting wrecked with it by other people playing pubs. but I really like them taking the Ember Spirit because obviously it's kind of an iconic mid one hero. So you pick up a good hero for yourself, and then you also deny, you know, what you might call a signature from Secret. So you're getting the best of both worlds with that.
5 seconds remaining.
Absolutely. I'm about it. It's going to be fun. Ember Spirit games are always really entertaining, but this does give Secret the time to pick up some lane counters against it. You can safe lane the Ember. You don't have to run it in the mid lane, so it does give some flexibility as well.
Yeah, you're totally right about that. One nice thing about the Ember Spirit versus the Spirit Breaker, you see him charging in and then you just pop your Sleight of Fist no, that's just a totally wasted charge, and now Spirit Breaker's right next to you and probably going to take him down. But they think the Skywrath with the silence might be enough of a counter. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be seeing him. I think we are looking at both the supports.
I'd agree.
And how do you feel about the Warlock? He did receive, a tiny bit of a nerf to his Fatal Bond.
1%.
No, also the talent as well.
And the talent, yes. It was 2% total. Yeah, I think they're just kind of getting the feel for it. It's one of those things where you don't want to crush the hero, right? You don't want to make him unplayable, but you do want to make him just slightly less powerful. So, yeah, it is a nerf. Is it enough? I don't know. He's still getting first picked, but I don't think he's overpowered that much. We'll see. I think he's a fun hero to watch, so I'm not upset about him being in the game.
One of the things about the Warlock is obviously, he has that long cooldown dependent ultimate, and the thing you see from the really good teams like Secret, they might lose a fight to the Warlock ultimate, but they have that next 2-minute
10
bit.
seconds remaining.
They're really going to take advantage of the fact that this big ultimate is on.
5
That's when they
remaining.
really look to turn up the tempo. You see that from the red.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
So, what do you think about this Templar Assassin ban? They agree with you about the flexibility Ember Spirit go safe lane, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think it's TA also a pretty strong hero of the patch. Giving a team both Ember and TA seems kind of strange, but I think Secret just really want to secure the mid lane. TA probably going to be a pretty good hero against what they're trying to pick there as well. It's most likely just like a counter pick for what they want to run in the mid lane, right?
Well, I mean, the thing I've seen about Templar Assassins is even if you do beat her in the mid lane, just because of her speed of farming in the jungle, she just recovers, and even if she had a rough time, she ends up on top of the enemy mid lane. Because that's why we've seen her, move up in priority.
Radiant team back.
Last pick, uncountered Templar Assassin has a wild game. We were seeing games at Star Ladder where she was, picked in the first phase of the draft.
Yeah, definitely. I think I had the Lycan ban too. Interesting. I'm really curious to see what Secret's going for. The TA ban. I watched Mid One play TA quite a bit actually, just to kind of see how he plays the hero, and I think a lot of the mid laners that choose to play TA all kind of have a different style of playing it, which is really fun. I really enjoy watching that, but I'm really not entirely sure why they go ahead and ban the Lycan here. So Secret's next 2 picks I think will give us a little more insight to that, but I don't know.
I mean, I think it's they're really big fans of Europe. To love watching streams. They're clearly afraid of the new Aghanim Scepter on Lycan.
Oh my gosh.
That's a secret strat that they've figured out from their script. Now, obviously I'm joking, but maybe they are just afraid of the raw out aggression that Pain could bring. An Ember Spirit Lycan that's a very high tempo lineup, win a big fight with the Warlock ultimate, they'll take barracks, and maybe that's what they're afraid
10
of.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is those supports kind of struggle a little bit against Lycan, right? Like he just wolf forms and runs away. You'll probably go Atos on Skywrath at some point. That's pretty much your only form of lockdown, but outside of Spirit Breaker charge, you can't really kill that hero. Spirit, I love this. This is super aggressive lanes coming out from Pain Gaming.
Yeah, and I think it's as you say, they don't really have that much solid disable. Obviously, have a bash as well as during those early lanes. Earthspirit, he's just gonna be rolling on top of this Skywrath, and there's gonna be no way for him to get.
Radiant team pick.
Oh, okay, I like this.
Wow, I mean, this was the NIP special. This is how they won a minor, and looks like Secret, they've been taking notes.
Yeah, so Bristleback we've been seeing not only as like an offlaner, I think he has potential to be played in the safe lane as well. But against the Ember Spirit, I really do like it, right? The Ember Spirit has no real way of of like dealing with the quill stacks. At the same time though, Ember does pretty much exclusively magic damage in the early game, so Bristle does have to be aware of that. Can't play too aggressive in the first few levels, but should be interesting. I'm not sure if they're running this as a safe lane or off lane, but I think both are good here.
Well, I mean, I think it's as you say, they might not even know themselves for the side of secret. You know, that's one of the things you see in great drafts, you know, just preserving that flexibility. You know, Pain reveals their hand, able to make the decision. Yeah, I like the Bristle.
Yeah, I love that flexibility that these teams come up with, right? They pick these heroes, but you don't really have the ability to telegraph what their plan is yet. And that's the sign of a good draft, right? It's the sign of a good captain.
Yeah, and if anyone's captain, it's got to be Puppy. So we're looking at Pain. They're probably going to take their own... someone who might be able to get kills with the Aspirate. Any big ideas?
Legion Commander.
Well, there you go. We're seeing a Legion Commander. So this is a classic counter to Bristleback, right? You just duel him, force him to face you, and you can't do anything about it. It's odd to pick it into a Skarath Mage, since Skarath usually would be on the Legion Commander team, but I think he's expecting to be able to get the duels in his favor, right? That's why you would pick it.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, exactly. You choose to assume you'll be getting the advantage.
Remaining.
There is also the possibility, you know, you see a Bristleback, you always start thinking break, and LC could be a very competent Silver Edge carrier.
Absolutely. Okay. Death Prophet, huh? So this is... As far as Death Prophet goes, this gives them a lot of... like Team Secret just in general, not necessarily a lot of team fight, but a lot of pushing potential between Bristleback and Death Prophet and Spirit Breaker. Their team is pretty survivable, and they have a lot of chase. So Pain Gaming, they can disengage with Warlock. Ember Spirit's pretty elusive, so he's not too afraid, but if he does get silenced up with now both Skarath and Death Prophet making it a little bit more difficult for him, but as you pointed out, Legion Commander having the ability to save his teammates here could be pretty big. So good pick. I really like it. I think Team Secret's drafts is pretty well rounded, but I really want to see what they do with the Bristleback. It's most likely Zai, but I don't know. Hard to say.
Yeah, it's, that Death Prophet definitely very good against the Ember Spirit in the middle. I think it might force him to
5 seconds remaining.
Death Prophet with that Spirit Side eats through instantaneous.
Yeah, you have Crypt Swarm as well too, so like it's very difficult for an Ember Spirit to sustain that lane, just because Death Prophet can kind of bully him out so easily.
Yeah, so we look at the last bans. So we say we think they're probably going to move the Ember Spirit to the safe lane. Any mid laner who you think matches up really well against his Death Prophet?
It's hard to say. The TA is banned. That's one hero that typically does all right. You could pick a hero like Queen of Pain, maybe.
Just an additional lane bully. But then where's your scaling on Pain?
Yeah. I mean, if you do that, I mean, Ember scales pretty darn well. I think this hero right now can put out a ton of damage with the magic build, right? You just go that. I think this game he probably has to go the Yules instead of the drums, but he'll probably go like Yules, Maelstrom. I think that build is pretty solid.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Against two sources of sight, I think you do need to pick up that early yourself. Much as it, as annoying as it is that you back from the damage and the, you just have to play it a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see how he does in lane though. If he has a really good start, he could maybe afford to play a little greedy, but could be up. Well, it really depends. I really want to see what Pain's picking for their mid lane. I think that matchup is going to be the one to watch for sure.
Team pick.
Secret, they go Morphling. This is really solid Morphling game. Okay.
Oh, and I mean, this is Nisha's probably his signature carry hero here. Got to be a bit scary if you're Pain, but
select your heroes.
Wow, it looks like it's the battle of water versus water.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so we're gonna have carry Naga Siren, and that's 40R on the Ember, so that's mid Ember is what we're gonna be seeing.
Yeah, I feel that's a bit rough for 40R, but I guess Pain, they just wanted the ability to really, if their early laning phase doesn't go, to have an alternate win condition. Naga Siren just getting massive, I guess.
Yeah, the Morphling in lane against Legion Commander is pretty solid. I don't think he has to worry too much. There's not a lot of kill potential in that lane, especially with... I'm assuming it's going to be the Spirit Breaker. But... no, I don't know. We'll see what they decide to do on Secret, but... Based on the draft, if this Naga Siren gets off to as good of a start as I think she's going to do, because she's pretty good against Bristleback, it could be a solid game for Pain Gaming here.
Yeah, and it's also worth noting, you know, that Legion Commander is pretty good against the Morphling. Maybe not in the laning phase, but, you know, you really just want to get that duel on Morphling before. There is a real possibility that if, you know, LC gets off to a hot start, or maybe, you know, they get some good ganks with Thela, get back Nisha, they do have the ability to kill off this Morphling.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. It's gonna be a fun game. These lanes are gonna be really, really fast paced, I think, but mainly because of Secret's draft. I think they're gonna force the issue a little bit, try and make space for Nisha, and they need to shut down Naga Siren. So lots on Zai here. I think Zai and mid one have to perform really well in the early game.
Yeah, so, you know, very often I ask people what team to win, and I know most people would go for Secret, but, you know, if you didn't know what team was playing what, and you were just purely looking at the draft, what draft is, you know, easier to execute, more likely to lead?
I'd still choose Secret's draft, mainly because I think Morphling is too strong. I think Morphling is a hero that is very difficult for Pain Gaming to deal with in this game. And if Morphling's lane goes well and he gets good farm, I don't know how Pain will be able to deal with it. So that's what I would say. Even if I didn't know the teams, I would still go Secret's draft.
Okay.
But that's the Morphling effect.
The Morphling effect, as they call it. And interesting enough, by the way, it looks like Nisha is going to be the one going to the mid lane.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. So they're going to put the Death Prophet versus Legion, which, I mean, Legion would get crushed in by that matchup.
Yeah,
that's...
Yeah, they're just going for even more dominant lanes. And, you know, something I didn't think about is, you know, Morphling, he has two great morph targets on the side of Pain. You know, he has both the spirits. They're just so good to turn into when you're the morph. Just give you that extra mobility and catch. And
you can also take a Naga Siren, and being able to have Morphling illusions and another ensnare is pretty insane.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of great targets, like you said. It's I think Morph's game, like if he has a decent start and gets decent morph targets in these fights, like you said, both spirits are really good, even Naga Siren good. But yeah, I agree. I think both spirits are probably his best bet.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see how the side lane Death Prophet does. Obviously, you know, you usually think of Death Prophet as quite a level-dependent hero, and she's not going to have that chance to get these levels.
I don't think they really have to help her too much. She's going to be against the double melee, right? Earth Spirit and Legion Commander, and Death Prophet with Spirit Siphon is pretty tanky, and she does have Puppy to help. So 4DR's got his work cut out for a mid against the Morphling. I think that lane's pretty Morphling favored. And then the off lane we have obviously Zai's Bristleback versus the Leo Naga Siren. So we'll see how this goes. I do like Secret's lanes though. Their ability to put Morphling in the mid is going to be pretty solid.
Yeah, Yapsaw is just going to be doing that annoying thing, you know, spend all your mana, deny yourself. I'm really surprised that kind of thing didn't get changed. I thought that might get a little bit of a little bit touched up, but you know, in this bottom lane they have 444 to help out Leo. He did actually take level 1 Fatal Bonds. Usually you see people go for sustain, don't you, with the Shadow Word, but Pain obviously a very aggressive lineup.
Yeah, I love in the jungle here, Thilacor and Puppy are just running around each other. He actually went and body blocked the small camp so it can't be pulled, and Puppy's just been following around giving him the bash every once in a while.
Yeah, Thilacor, I feel like he just has this taunt button held down. Every time I'm looking at him, he's just surfing.
That's the best taunt that's been added by far. I love that taunt. It is so good.
It's always a pleasure to see here. And in this mid lane, things aren't going bad for 4DR.
No, he's doing great. 6-3 to 4-2 on Nisha. Zai's taking a ton of damage bottom.
Yeah, he's very low here in the bottom lane. He's getting affected by the bonds, but they are able to push 4-4 back. Zai, he's very low, still affected by the bonds, but it looks like he wants the kill over on 4-4. Needs one more pop. They managed to cancel the Sal. He's running after him up there, but is the Shadow Word going to be enough? One more pop from Zai, the Bristles. He has to use the Mango. No, he doesn't. Just enough mana from the regen and able to get first blood here in the bottom lane is Secret.
Bristle's so frustrating to deal with in a situation like that, and they almost get him into that kill threshold, but this doesn't work out. Top lane, though, they're trying to make a play on mid one. There's the kick. Spirit Siphon, so good.
Yes, Spirit Siphon already level 2, making him so tanky. And Thielicor unfortunately did miss that roll in with the rolling boulder, so they just didn't quite have enough for mid one. And I was going to say about this bottom lane, you know, you really want to kill the Bristle in the early levels before he becomes really tanky with that back. And that's obviously what Pain were trying to accomplish, but the feeding over reverse blood, that's not what you want to be doing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right? Bristleback is a hero that is actually surprisingly very squishy in the first 3 levels. Once he gets his level 4, it's a lot different hero to play with.
Thielicor on the top lane, he misses the roll forward again, but mid one they get him very low. Lelis unfortunately overrunning odds, still on cooldown, so they're not able to set up that kill.
Puppy's charging in. He's just breaking south. That's nice. Good play. Look at Zai bottom. He's just behind the tower.
Yeah, Leo, they know what was real. They need one more pop over on Zai. Didn't even need the last quills. 2 kills here for Zai, but he might go down to 4-4. Yeah. He just accepted his fate over there. I think he'll be more than happy what he's achieved. Getting those
absolutely. Yeah, and he bought out too, so he didn't really lose much for that death at all. Free TP back to base, so sometimes dying in the lane is actually pretty good. That's a situation where it's totally fine because you're only giving that to the support.
In trouble once again. Has the Spirit Siphon too. It looks like he's taking almost no damage. Pops the stick. Is he able to walk away? Is slowed down by that Orb of Venom. They need one more hit. Lelis able to get the kill, and I think that was actually the Orb of Venom tick that did eventually finish off mid one.
And that's a really good kill. We talked about, like you said, Death Prophet really needs the levels early, and if she struggles, it could definitely set Pain up for a little bit of a better mid game here. Mid lane is so sketch to watch because they're both playing at so low of health. Gives me anxiety.
Yeah, and talking about mid one, you know, it's not just the levels. I'm having a look at his CS, and they've been able to take an advantage of it there. Oh, and Puppy rolls in, but they actually roll onto mid one. The Spirit Siphon, they kick back onto Puppy, try and get him under the tower, and they are able to get that kill. Mid one able to get a change and an exchange over onto Thielicor, but Lelis is going to be a-okay.
Yeah, I mean, Pain's doing really good in this top lane. Nisha's starting to pull away in mid lane though. 27-9 now, looking pretty good. This is where Morphling kind of takes over this lane, because I think we'll have to see 40R on this Ember, maybe make some more rotations in order to kind of accomplish what he wants to do here.
Yeah, and actually like that's what they want to do. They fight around the bounty rune. Mid one, he's over onto the Ember Spirit. The Flame God, it's now been got rid of, but there are 3 people here. The pressy attack over on Lelis. Is he going to be able to get the mid one? Thielicor, really nice body blocks, allowing Lelis to get that kill. And now perhaps they're looking onto Puppy. But yeah, it's 4DR came for the rune. He wasn't able to get it, but helped them set up another kill onto mid one. Having a very rough time here on this Death Prophet.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty much sacking mid one's game here for Nisha, right? Like, that's how they're looking at this. They know Morphling with the free lane here is going to be able to kind of carry them, especially in the late game. They don't really have a lot of answers to this Morphling. So they sack mid one here, a hero that can kind of recover Death Prophet. Top lane, speaking of Death Prophet, there's the charge from Puppy.
Yeah, they're looking to turn around on Thielicor. Obviously, he does have the rolling boulder. He's holding onto it for a long period of time there. He got very low there. That last right click, not quite enough, but he held onto that for a long period of time. And in this mid lane 4-4, it looks like he's come help 4DR, because it's exactly as you said, Nisha. He's really starting to take off with the Wraith Bands that he... Lelis maybe in trouble here in the top lane, but no, it's just a charge by Puppy. Just reminding him, giving him a little love tap.
I want to see Puppy use this taunt more and more, right? Like the taunt is so good on Spirit Breaker. Doesn't he even have any equipped? He doesn't. All right, someone needs to gift this guy the taunt.
Nisha in this mid lane does have the strength walk. He's going to be okay. They are rotating in with Yapsor, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough. The silence, they need a little bit more damage, and he is going to be okay on this Ember Spirit.
We haven't even talked about bot lane for a while. Zai has just been kind of lane cutting, and Naga Siren's doing the classic pull wave into hard camp and farm. So they're essentially, they've signed an agreement bottom lane. They're both going to farm equally. I like it.
Yeah, and this is allowing the Warlock. I think he tried to go for a back bump or get it, but that's his objective. You know, he went mid, was able to help the Ember. And now Thelacore, is he in trouble? Yapso, he's made a rotation. They have the silence, but do they have enough damage to be able to kill him before the rolling boulder? He does have it now, but no, nice block there by Puppy. And I think that is going to spell the death for this Spirit.
Yeah, he's got charge. That feels good. Great rotation from Yapsor. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really need to be bottom anymore. They don't really offer kill potential into the Naga Siren. So Yapsor rotating top, securing another kill, gives space to mid one, and that's really important for them. So that's going to push Legion Commander out to the jungle.
And I'm having a look at Leo here. Do you think this is the kind of Naga Siren game where you have to get involved so early that you just rush the Diffusal Blade? Or do you think he has the possibility to go a bit more farm oriented, get that Manta stealth?
We'll see. Real quickly, Secret is smoked up behind the mid lane, so I guess they just want to take out 444 here, but obviously they want to find either Legion or 4DR.
Yeah, Lilith has just hit level 6. They have vision him, but I'm not sure they can kill this guy. Especially near the shrine. Puppy does get a lucky bash, but Lilith just press the attack. They're running in. Thelacore, is he going to go for the catch? Looks like he doesn't want to go.
Okay.
A bit afraid of who could have been behind those two supports.
Yeah, absolutely. Back on the Naga Siren, like you were saying, I think this game you want to just rush as many of the fighting items as you can. So we'll probably finish the treads into the Yasha. I don't think he plans on rushing Diffusal. I think that's something we don't see that often because he wants to farm quite a bit faster, and so the Yasha will help him do that. And then you may see a Diffusal picked up after. But bottom lane, they're setting up on Zai.
Yeah, they hit the level 6 over on the Legion fodder, and in Invis room, it's not really going to help him because they have a vision from the tower. And they will get that kill. That's a big kill over on the bottom lane.
That's a great rotation from Legion.
Lelis is Legion Commander. You know, he's really been putting in work. He was farming very well here in this top lane, and just as soon as he hits his 6, that's a great rotation.
Yeah, and with that rotation, now Naga Siren, top net worth, Bristleback's still very close behind, right? Like he's pretty able to free farm bottom, had a really good start, got himself a couple kills, but Secret's cores between Nisha and mid one are doing pretty solid. That's for mid lane. They find a kill.
Yeah, Fatal Bond, Thelacore, he's kept under the tower. Nisha also, he's turned himself into the Earth Spirit. We talked about this possibility. Meanwhile, Earth Spirit dies on the back line, going forward into 4-4. That's going to be a nice kill for Nisha. Press the attack by Lelis. It's not going to be enough to save his life. So 2 kills there.
Mobility. That mobility he gets from taking Earth Spirit is so good.
Yeah, and now he's thinking about more, but Lelis, I think, is a bit too tanky for you to be able to take down Nisha.
And if I remember right, every time you cast Morph on the Earth Spirit, you start with full remnants. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think that's my assumption.
All right, well, he's Song of Siren bottom for the rune. He's going to find himself a DD as well. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Meanwhile, in this top lane, mid one, he's popped the Exorcism to apply a lot of pressure to this tier 1 tower. Thelacore is sitting over here in the back lines. They're rolling forward. He doesn't connect, but they push mid one under the tower. DR, he does have Sleight of Fist, but no mana for the Searing Chains follow-up.
Yeah, he's sitting really low. This is, so far, I think pretty even overall. They're putting a lot of pressure on the mid tier 1 here. There's no Exorcism from mid 1, so they kind of have to rely on Spirit Siphon to push this out, and they will go. There's no Song of the Siren here.
Oh, nice Golem. Fatal Bonds is onto 3 of them. They roll forward. Do they have the Magnetize? No, they don't, but they have a slow. They're going to focus on mid one. That gets them the kill with the Fatal Bonds over onto Puppy. Mid one, Spirit Siphon onto a whole bunch of them. All getting so low. They're looking to turn it around. Lelis, are they going to be able to take him down? Zai's over here, farming up the Golem. Lelis, he's sitting on 19 HP, but he will be able to make it away to safety. Thelacore going to actually tank up that last Arcane Bolt from the Skyrock Mage to get very low, but they are able to survive. And that Golem did net them a kill over on Puppy's Spirit Breaker, so a decent engagement, but I think they would have wanted more with that big cooldown from Pain Gaming.
They got really close to getting the kill on mid one, but he's 4 levels in Spirit Siphon, and he gets 3 full Spirit Siphons off on the rock itself, but as well as I believe it was Earth Spirit and Legion Commander. Oh my gosh, that overwhelming odds I'm playing.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I just caught the end of that when I saw them grouping together. But yeah, Nisha goes from full HP, almost a quarter remaining.
Puppy top lane might be in trouble.
Yeah, slice of it, steering chains with the magnetized roll forward, and 4DR is able to get the kill.
Great movements by Thelacore there. And he's gonna surf on out. I love that. That taunt's so good. I'm gonna say that probably 100 times.
I think he's realized that this taunt is pretty good because early game was basically, you know, you don't have that many buttons to press because you don't have enough levels. He just put everything he could into that taunt.
Yeah. So mid one has Exorcism available again. He will want to make a play with it, either mid or top, probably take out a tower. So that's his next objective for sure. He wants to use it.
And I'm just taking a look over at the net worth and see Naga Siren, you know, his #1 net worth, that even though she did go down once during that laning phase, you know, as soon as she was left alone to one-on-one the bristle, she was farming the lane, farming the jungle, and that's what she's going to continue. She does farm faster even than this Morphling.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we talked about what her build is. She is going to go that Yasha into Manta as we talked about. It just gives her so much more farming potential. Top lane, tier 1. Are they going to get lost if they do?
Oh, the Morphling comes in, slides a bit, steering chains. They don't have the ultimate over here on Yapsor, so he is able to leap away to his Remnant, the charge forward onto Thelacore. Puppy, do they follow up? They have level 6 over on Puppy, but he's going for the ultimate over on 4DR, but he was able to dodge it with that Remnant. So no kills for anyone who in this top lane. Yapsor just not having the damage with no points into miss.
Yeah, Secret really does actually lack catch, right? Like they rely on Spear Breaker to kind of net them kills. Other than that, it's going to basically be the Atos of Skywrath, but he's actually rushing an Aghanim Scepter, it looks like. That's what he has queued. I don't know if that's what he's going to actually go mid lane. Yeah, I mean, Searing Chains versus Spear Breaker, pretty good.
Yeah, Zai, by the way, in this bottom lane, he might be in a bit of trouble here. Lelis, he does have the jewel if he's able to catch up to him. Body blocks, 4-4-4 once again. And now with the Naga Siren with those illusions, I think that should be enough to rip who this Bristleback. Even with the Vanguard, he's not quite tanky enough. Oh,
he doesn't get the dual damage, but ooh, wow,
nice catch over onto Puppy, but he does have the help of that bulldoze. It's making him so tanky, and that disable didn't last for very long. And Yapsor, Skywrath Mage. Oh, this slice of wrist. 4DR, what a great catch over on that Spirit Breaker. And with those 2 kills, it does mean that I'm looking at the net worth and Pain Gaming, they're pretty close to the line of secret in this one.
Yeah, I mean, 4DR's not even that farmed on Ember Spear, right? He did get shut down in the mid lane, so once he recovers here, I think they've got a pretty solid chance to take this against Secret. Nisha, though, is really the big question mark. This hero is going to do a lot of work.
Yeah, he's going for a Manta style as well, so, you know, it is, as you said, you know, he can just morph himself into Naga Siren and play the exact same game. And I remember last TI versus Phantom Lancers, that's what Morphlings like to do. They just turn themselves into PLs. They built Diffusal.
Mid lane, they actually found the Naga Siren.
Naga Siren is silenced up, but Yapsor again, they just don't have the follow-up damage, and now that Puppy, he's spelt everything he has. Oh, Leo, just a nice song, and he's going to be able to walk away. I think Nisha thinking about chasing, but he's not going to run up to that high ground ball line.
Now they do go, actually, they go 3 bounty runes there for Pain, so also, they're doing really well. They're playing the map exactly how they need to. They have traded top tier 1 towers, but this is now Naga's territory, right? So Dire doesn't really want to play up there. And she's happy to take all of that farm. 4DR coming behind them in the mid lane, though.
Yeah, but mid one, they didn't know he's here. It's a fatal bonds. It's only onto one, but it's a golem stuns up 4 of them. Really nice work, but they are going to be pushed back by mid one's Exorcism, I think. But 4DR over here, they really want Nisha, but Nisha just morphing check is able to get that kill over to the Earth Spirit, and he is going to be just fine. But this was mid one's Exorcism committed, and they haven't been able to take this tier 1 mid tower.
They're going to shrine up, it looks like, most likely. Actually, they're going to... Where is that charge? All right, got canceled.
Yes.
Team showers, you know? That builds team bonding.
But I was going to say that that's 2 big ultimates from each side. So, you know, I don't know if either side wants to look for a fight while you don't have Exorcism, while you don't have Golem. And And so I think you're really happy with that trade if you're the side of Pain Gaming, because this gives more time for Leo to be able to press his advantage here.
Yeah, that is a really good point. Both teams have kind of these really long cooldowns that they really need to play around. Obviously, Exorcism being the slightly shorter one, if I believe, right? 140, yeah, 170. Okay, so they have Exorcism up before the Golem. They will finally be able to get this mid-tier 1 tower they've been working on. But like you said, both teams don't really want to fight without those big spells.
Have you seen this ward placement, by the way, by the side of Secret? Just blatantly blocking out and out this camp. Naga Siren can't farm it. That's pretty amusing.
Just in the center of the camp. That's pretty good. That's actually a solid ward too, because it gives vision around the shrine as well as entrance to the jungle on the top side. And there is a tree cut there as well. That's nice. What is happening top lane? 40R, what are you doing?
Yeah,
he misses the searing chains.
Yeah, he had a haste, but now he's trying to get away. There isn't a charge on Puppy, but he does have the Nether Strike. How long is this haste lasting for? The haste has ended. Puppy, does he have vision for this? Goes for the charge. Just misses. Well, that was very close.
That was close.
In this mid lane, however, Nisha does manage to get the snare over onto Naga Siren, but obviously just using that mirror image to be able to escape safely. But this is going to help Nisha farm. This is exactly what we talked about. Who is the real Naga Siren now is the question he's asking.
This is Naga Siren on Naga Siren action. This is what people pay for. This is why they're here. Just watching two heroes split push a map the entire game. It's going to be fun, though. I think Morphling, a hero that farms really well already, being able to take over the Naga Siren and use those mirror images to split push even more, it's scary, man. That's a really good combo.
Yeah, one thing I do have to say, though, is Lelis, he felt like he did a job in ending stage. They've fallen a bit behind him. But honestly, both him and Fardyar, they're looking pretty poor.
That is true. Lelis, he did get a couple good duels, but we'll see. 40R being charged in mid lane to silence, though. Wow, that's just a kill. He's dead.
Yeah, he was just playing around with him. He didn't expect mid one to come over from the high ground. And that's a nice kill. And they're looking to just go into Roshan with this.
And they have Exorcism up. Golem's up as well, though, so you do have to be aware of that. They're just going to pop it and go.
Yeah, I think they have an idea this is happening from the side of Pain Gaming.
Yeah, they have a ward there.
Send a Naga Siren illusion in. Is he going to use the song? They can stop this with the song if they want to do it. Yeah, they have the song. It's onto all of them. Are they going to buy back on the Ember Spirit? 4 seconds. They're pressing.
He just wants to snipe the Roche.
Yeah, it's going down to the Exodus. They use the Golem and they are able to get the Aegis. Now the Magnetize as well. The effective ones. They have the jewel. It is affected by the Lotus Storm, but there's the ultimate from the Scarf Mage. They do lose the lead commander. Zai, he's able to get 20 jewel damage from that. They've lost the Naga Siren as well as the Earth Spirit. Naga Siren respawned by himself. Is silenced up. Do they really have enough? They charge for it from Puppy. He's very low. The effective ones. The Ember Spirit on the back lines. He's able to take down 2 with Yaptor. But he is going to be able to get away from Leo. It looks like they even buy back over here on Puppy. They're going for the chase. Nisha, he rolls in, has touched up into the Earth Spirit. He's looking for the kill on the Naga Siren. He's pretty low, strengthful, and he does get the Naga Siren. Now they're looking over on Fardyar. He has no remnants remaining. The steering change, it's not good enough. It holds down Sai for a little bit of a while, but Nisha, they get the silence. It is dodged by the Cyclops, but they are able to get that kill. And Secret, they're the ones who win that team fight in the end.
That's an incredible fight. This looked so good for Pain Gaming. They buy back on Puppy, though. He comes right back in, sets up a great couple stuns. But Zai actually found himself a regen that he bottled before the fight. So he steps out of the fight, regens up fully, re-engages, secures that extra kill on the Naga Siren and Ember Spirit. So it's so key that Secret, for them, I think they just wanted to bait the Roche attempt. I think they just know that they're a stronger team right now, and Pain fell for it, really. Even though they get the Aegis, they get the kill onto Roshan, but man, that was a crazy good fight.
I have to say, Pain's initiation, it's actually to say went absolutely flawlessly for them. He's not going to be able to get out. Nisha? Oh, the adaptive strike, it was, I guess the strength one was on cooldown for a bit too. But yeah, it was a perfect fight. You know, the song set up, the Golem, the Fatal Bonds, the Magnetize, but they just weren't able to kill off the Bristleback, that jewel. And he lived through it, and he actually got the damage himself.
He got double damage.
Exactly. I thought they were going to be able to get the kill of the Bristleback, but, you know, he was able to live through it, able to get the damage, and they just weren't able to pump out quite enough. It was so close. Everyone... But, you know, we are seeing Pain Gaming's lineup come to fruition. That's the kind of team fights they want to be... When there's, you know, a bit more damage here on the Naga Siren, fights might go a different direction.
Now, the game was pretty close going into that Roche fight. I think Secret had maybe a 1,500 to 2,000 gold lead, but now they're 6,000 ahead. after that fight. It seems kind of like a big deal because I don't think Paint will actually bot lane. They get a duel on mid 1.
Yeah, I think this is the reveal of Lelis's Blink Dagger. That's a nice kill to pick up.
A little interesting that he's all the way down there. They did have vision, so they did. I believe they smoked for that as well on the side of Pain, which is really worth it.
A bit of itemization I'd like to talk about is, I don't know if you noticed, but Fordyar, he's built full-blown Spirit Vessel over here on the Ember Spirit to try and counter Nisha's thing, I guess. But the Manta style already online here.
Yeah, he's going to be really strong. I really like the fact that he goes the fighting build on Morphling this game as opposed to the E-Blade burst build. He doesn't really need to. When you have a Naga Siren on the other team, you want to be able to take advantage of those mirror images, especially the mobility of Earth Spirit as well, being able to just get on top of heroes. So just that's some of the things that like maybe newer Morph players may not know. Nisha, obviously, probably one of the best Morph players out there, showing us today again, obviously, why that seems to be the case.
Leo on his Naga Siren, I really like what he's doing here. You know, he's just walking around with one of his illusions, so you just assume that he is just another illusion, and then next thing you know, you're from the real Naga Siren with the full...
Yeah, he definitely needs to just keep cutting these waves, keep Secret on their side of the map. That is probably their best option at this point, trying to recoup some of this gold deficit. Smoke up here, bottom lane, actually in the jungle.
Yeah,
Puppy
mid one has the completed Aghanim Scepter now, so pumping out a little bit more damage as well as that much more viable. Obviously, they do have the Spirit Vessel to be able to shut down the Deathport ceiling, but they found 4-4, and I think that's going to be a pretty easy kill. But press the attack, maybe send aside, they force Puppy to commit the Nether Strike to that.
It's a great kill. I mean, 40 seconds no Warlock, which means he either has to buy back to Golem, or you can potentially take an objective, and I think that's exactly what Secret's going to do here in the mid lane.
Yeah, Leo, however, is applying a lot of pressure in this top lane with his Naga Siren illusions, even forcing out the glyph from the dive.
Dire's top tower.
All right,
is under
tier
attack.
2 looking to
Radiant's
fall.
Yeah, they go forward, they get the jewel, it's over onto the Morphling. He is going to go down, that's a big kill. They get Golem, it's onto a whole bunch of them. They are going to pull the Naga Siren. What a fight from the side of Pain Gaming. You said 4-4 was going to have to buy back, and buy back he did indeed.
And they buy back Golem.
Even more. Zai all by himself.
I want to believe there's no way he gets out of this, but he is so tanky.
No, they're draining all his mana. They're holding him to the front. He turns back to Leo, but it's not enough. And that turns the entire game around.
Oh my gosh.
What a fight in that mid lane.
The Ember Spirit did so much damage in that fight. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Fatal Bonds plus the Sleight of Fist. And now the Naga Siren, she's left unchecked. And, you know, we talked about during the draft that the Jewel is a great counter for this Morphling. And finally, he's decided, instead of dueling the really tanky Bristleback, maybe I go for the one hero I can kill.
Bot lane, Skywrath, Yapsor maybe be a little out of position here. Here comes Lelis. Blink, duel. That's another one. 64 damage. Lelis has... based just on these last few fights, the pick off bottom on mid one, and then obviously getting that dual mid lane on Nisha has definitely turned the tides of this game quite a bit. They actually have the gold lead here.
Oh, the Slice of Fist series changes onto two of them. Who are they going to be able to kill? The Ember Spirit able to get away to his Remnant, and it looks like they're not going to commit on to Lelis. So Team Secret not able to get a return kill for Yapsor here.
Yeah, Nisha's... I mean, if you're looking at Secret, what save mechanic do they really have for Nisha? The only thing you can really think of is Zai's Lotus Orb and the mechanism, right? He's built a lot of defensive items to help his team, but nothing really as far as like a hard save. There's no Lincoln Spheres, there's no like E-Blades or something like that to keep him alive in these duels, or like a Eul's, so he's got to be careful. He might have to build a Lincolns of his own, but he's still got the Scotty as his item of choice. We'll see.
Yeah, and he's even got the Butterfly lined up for after. Still not thinking about the defensive item, just thinking about those raw stats. And, you know, maybe he's thinking, maybe I can survive a duel. But they have the ultimate over there, and he is going to live through it. The Skywrath, the counter. And now they're going forward. Fordyar, is he able to get away from this? Zai with the nasal goo, they know where 4-4 is, but he does have to go to kick. They have vision for it, and they are able to cancel his TP away. So 2 nice kills. They just weren't able to kill off Nisha. He got the strength morph off before, and they were able to use the Lotus Orb to dispel the Spirit Vessel onto Nisha, so he was able to survive through it.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about in the draft too, is Skywrath into the Legion seems kind of like an odd pick, right? He just always is very good at fighting the dual target, and that one backfired for sure. YapzOr just pumping out so much damage and gets themselves an easy win for the Morphling.
Oh, Leo, do they realize this is the real Naga Siren?
They just saw him pump fake, so they know it's real.
Yeah, he can song if he feels that threatened. They have the charge. He is probably going to use the silence, and he just used the Manta style. Do they have enough damage to be able to give down, especially with Nisha coming in? I think they might be able to give the song in time. Wow, that was close. He needs to TP as soon as the root ends.
He can't. He's rooted.
No, is he going to be able to get away?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
So close.
Leo was living on the edge there, just not holding onto the song as long as possible.
Leo was sweating. He was sweating when he was doing that. You saw it.
I do have to say that this part, you know, the net worth, they might be, actually they're not that far behind even on pain.
No, not at all. It's pretty
Siren is still massively ahead of the curve, and no, we said she is the hardest carry on the map, and it looks like she is going to be able to reach, you know, full 6-slotted potential.
Yeah, critical mass for Naga Siren in this game is very scary. You pretty much can't mess with a Naga Siren.
By the way, I don't know if you realized what item YapzOr was rushing, you know? No Atos, no...
Oh yeah, he went for the Axe. He just rushed the Aghanim Scepter.
I mean, this is classic YapzOr, though. They don't call him the greediest for position.
He just wants to kill people, you know? I mean, the extra silence is pretty awesome, though. If he does get a dual silence off in a fight, it can be pretty solid. The double concussive blast is a lot of damage, obviously, and then Arcane Bolt just does so much as well. It is a solid item, but I do think with Secret, I'd like to see a little bit more control coming out their way, but maybe they don't even need it. They're just running them down.
Yeah, I mean, there is the possibility for a Hex at some point, maybe on some...
Oh yeah. So Morphling finishes the Scotty.
And he dropped that butterfly. They're just not thinking defensively yet, seeing that they, at least feeling that they don't need it, and they can still win the game if it goes.
I love Ember Spirit getting the items in the mid lane. There's a charge. Going for Lelis. That's a free kill. Yep. Great rotation from Secret.
Yeah, that was a pretty free kill. He was out without the rest of his team. Silence, meaning he can't press the attack anything often. And now they finally will be able to claim this tier 2 mid. It's been very low for a long period of time, but they have a double damage rune here on Nishan. Without any Lelis, it looks like they're going to seize the high ground.
This tower is going to fall so fast. I mean, Naga Siren's in their base as well, but there is no creep wave quite yet, so they're trying to trade a little bit of a base race here. Just give up this mid lane of Rax.
Yeah, the double damage of Nisha, meaning they don't even need to commit the exorcism here on mid one, and they're going to be pretty happy with that trade. The charge isn't onto the real Leo. A pump faking again is going for the song for safety here.
All right, they see,
They see where he's TPing, but he's right here on top of the Morphling. Are they going to be able to get this kill? Turns himself into his own Naga Siren. Illusions, it's a nice golem. Final fatal one onto a whole bunch of, but they use the dispel over on the Morphling, and now the exit of here on mid one is really going to work. They have their own fatal bonds. I think it was stolen over by Nisha, but Nisha, he's getting very low, is escaping from the fight mid one. He's the one who they're caught in this fight. They are going to be able to come to death from it. And now Zai left to his own devices. He's trying to TP out, and he is going to be successful. Nothing to stop that TP because they've already used the jewel over on mid one. So the golem, it is for 1 kill. Are they able to get any more? I think the Spirit Breaker is going to be just fine.
Puppy just asserting dominance here. Actually, 40R is not letting him get away very.
Yeah, with the Spirit Vessel, he probably needs a Melting Pop, but there's YapzOr. They have the signs, and with the Nether Strike, they get the kill over 40R. And now Nisha, he's coming in. Healer is he going to be able to get away? The nice Glimmer Cape from 4-4. It might be able to save his life, but they have an idea where Healer is. But they're very low. The Jewel, is he going to be able to get on YapzOr? Looks like he's not committing the Jewel forward.
It's 10 seconds on the duel. Yeah. Zai here with Guardian Greaves, actually, I love it. So he can not only purge himself of the Spirit Vessel, but he can also use the Lotus Orb to purge off the Morphling, like we've seen him use time and time again here in these fights, letting Nisha get the Strength Morph off to keep himself alive.
Yeah, it's also really effective against the Fatal Bond.
Yeah, so good.
I have to agree with you. I just love what Zai's doing. You know, his aim is just dispel everything, really.
And you see the Yules on Death Prophet as well, so that's their play, right? They bait out Golem Rock, and then they just purge off Fatal Bonds and try and turn the fight at that point. And they've done really well with it. Like, these fights seem to be going their way. The last one, they did kind of lose it at the Shrine, but not too bad.
Yeah, it's a pain that they're putting up such a good job. I mean, anyone, even us, you know, we try to be as unbiased as we can be starters. You know, we would have thought this would be a stomp, but I absolutely have to commend Pain. They've done a great job of setting up these team fights, and, you know, they've allowed this Naga Siren to become an absolute over map. And I just don't know if Secret are going to be able to deal with her as this game goes later and later.
Pain's smoked up here in the mid lane. Lelis trying to find a dual target. There's Zai, but I don't think that's the target they want. They're gonna do it anyway.
It's Lotus, they're gonna be able to get another one, but Nagasari, he's trying to get over in front of him. But there's the Agnes Center, is doing a lot of work. Are they going to be able to get the dual kill over on Zai? They do manage to kill Zai, but not with the dual. They're not able to get the damage. They do lose Stealer Core in return, but they are affected by the Magnetize as well as the Crimson Guard. But it looks like everyone's just gonna retreat. It was a kill for a kill, an offlaner for a 4 position fort. So I think if you're playing gaming, you're happy with that. A bit sad that you couldn't get the damage, but you win the fight.
I like that Lelis actually waited for him to Lotus Orb himself so he could potentially get the double duel victory, right? Like that was his thought process, I'm sure. So really smart play by him. Unfortunately, it just barely missed the duel victory. They were close. They're getting there. I think once Leo has this butterfly online, they should have the damage to shoot through this bristleback.
Well, one of the things I think was a bit of an issue is Lelis blinked a tiny bit too far forward, so the bristleback was no longer facing the Naga Siren. Oh, Leo. No, not again. Okay.
It's just, you don't really know which one is the real Naga Siren, right? You pointed this out earlier, the way he's microing them, always with the second one next to him. So you don't really want to commit to a Naga illusion just out of pure luck guessing that it's the correct one. So Leo there just playing it safe.
Yeah, I do love the way that he is aggressively farming map, by the way, because it leaves space for his Ember Spirit as well as his Legion Commander to farm. Oh, it's a bit of an issue there with the global concussive shot damage talent there, is that you're just giving away where all your wards are. If you're not careful about it.
That is true. And the other thing is, though, if you do have it off cooldown again when it hits them, it technically provides vision momentarily, so you can keep concussion blasting the same target over and over again.
It's just one of the most obnoxious talents in the game, isn't it, really?
I love it. It's a fun one. It's not something you would have expected for them to just add to a hero's kit, and then you're like, all right, I can get behind this. This is cool.
Yeah, so this game, it seems to have stalled out a tiny bit. Is there anything either side is really waiting for? Or, you know, are they just...
Find the Black King bars. BKB on mid one is going to be very important for Secret's lineup. Nisha, he has the ability to finish Butterfly pretty soon. He's only, what, like 300 or 100 gold off? Yeah, only 100 gold off.
Yeah, it's very close to it. Yeah, there you go. Oh, on Butterfly, you said it. And are we going to see any smoke up on here by the Pain? It doesn't look...
Bottom shrine is under attack.
I think they're just grouping for runes. They're both teams just kind of want to do the 2-2 here.
So, Zai is building the Aghanim Scepter. I feel this was something we saw out of 3-3 at the Minor. Do you like it here in this game?
For which one?
The Bristleback, building the Ags.
I really do like Bristle Aghanim Scepter. Like, a minus armor for their team is really solid. Death Prophet's ult benefits a ton from minus armor. You have Nisha, who goes the right-clicking build. So being able to apply an AoE Vicious Goo seems pretty good to me.
And another lane of racks being threatened. This tier 3 tower is just like paper to the side of Secret. They do have Glyph for the Radiant side, and they're going to be forced to hit it. Naga Siren, she doesn't have a TP for another 20 seconds. Maybe they identified this on the side of Secret, but they found the real Naga Siren. Is able to get away into silence. The Nether Strike, are they going to be able to kill Naga Siren? Leo does have the song, but silence up once again. This whole fight, they get the duel over. Who's it onto? It's onto the Bristleback, but you don't really want that. They're going with the backline, so they were able to save Leo. But over here, they have lost Stealer Core, as well as their Golem use. Now the Song of the Siren, but it's just being used to disengage of it. Yo, needs the heal from this heart. But I think they could just go back to the racks. They've already used the golem. So that's a big team fight. Ultimate's down from the side of Pain.
Yeah, Secret is so tanky at this point in the game. It seems very difficult for Pain to be able to do enough damage to take out these cores. They can probably find kills onto the Skywrath Mage or the Spirit Breaker, but that's not really the target you want to commit on. Obviously, as we see Lelis continuously dueling this Bristleback, trying to lock him down so that he can't purge off or heal his team, but it doesn't seem to be working. There's just not enough damage coming out from Pain's lineup.
Yeah, it's as you say, the duel, usually we think of it as a method to just out and out kill someone, but they realize, they can't kill Zai, but they can hold him in place and stop him Lotus Orbing and Guardian grieving people. They almost lost another lane of racks. They were forced to use their glyph, and saw the one with the really strong Naga Siren, but it just felt like Leo's positioning there with that TP on cooldown. He really just got caught out, and it meant they weren't able to put up as good a defense as they wanted.
Yeah, if they're able to make the go on Naga Siren, you have a really hard time taking the fight for Pain, right? Because either you song defensively or you blow your Manta and like your mirror image defensively just to try and live. And if you do that, you don't have the ability to put damage out. This is a bizarre Roche attempt because Secret's on your axe.
Yeah, they've just given up another meteor axe, but it looks like, I guess they're happy to do it so they get the Aegis on the Naga Siren.
I mean, I guess you have to at this point because it's too late. The Rax is gone. All right, Leo has Aegis of Immortality.
Yeah, and Zai now has that completed Agnes Scepter, so the real question you have to ask it for Pain Gaming is, was it worth it? And I have to say no, I don't think the Rax is worth it.
I don't imagine that the Aegis on the Naga Siren is that important because they haven't really had the ability to secure a kill on her anyway. Pain's lineup around her is usually what ends up dying. So getting an Aegis on a hero that they haven't really killed in a while seems kind of odd to me. But I digress. Secret looking to just push down this top lane. That's obviously their next goal, tier 2. And then secure themselves mega creeps and try and close out this game. Nisha, I feel like the entire time I've looked at him, he has just been Naga Siren. I don't think he's been playing as Morphling for a while.
He's taken the morph duration, and it just means every time he's seen Naga Siren illusion,
Radiant's
stuff into Naga Siren, and it allows him to speed up his farm. I guess that's the reason he's only 3k behind this Naga Siren, is just because he's been using her toolkit. But
and he has the butterfly himself, so his illusions do gain the evasion. It's pretty solid. I like it.
Radiant's top shrine.
This Naga Siren is so farmed, it doesn't matter. Oh, here.
Are they going to be able to kill this with back? Yes, they will. At long last, they get the jewel onto him. And they're looking for more. 40R, he's managed to find Nisha. I didn't connect with the Searing Chains. Maybe they won't cool down, but Nisha waveforming away. As well as TP, they go forward. Emissary, can they cancel this TP? With the Song, yes, they do. And Nisha, he's caught out all by himself. They have the sights on top of it, and that's going to be 2 great kills for the side of Pain.
That's a phenomenal catch there by Pain Gaming. I really like the commitment from Lelis to just continuously duel this Bristleback and make sure that he is their kill target. It seems so odd, right, that you would want to duel the Bristleback when there's so many other targets that you could probably easily kill. But if you don't control that hero, I feel like those fights fall apart for Pain.
Yes, and they're 2 lanes of barracks ahead, but Secret, they only have a 2k lead. And it is worth noting that they have a Naga Siren. Lanes are something they are able to control, and maybe that's something they just accepted. We can keep 2 lanes of racks pushed out, and now we're looking for another fight. And the Spirit, he does have a cheese on him if he wants to put it. Now the duel's over. They're forced to use the accident, but they're probably going to lose his death drop. They use the BKB over mid one. There's the god of the jewel. Do they have enough damage to be able to kill off this death drop during the duel? I think they will. Over on the back line, they charge in with Puppy once again. He's not going to be able to get away. He is affected by the refusal. And on the back line, Japtor has a Lotus Storm on top of him, but he's not going to be able to get away.
Did Secret just lose?
They've definitely lost the lane of Rarix. They do have buybacks over here on the Spirit Breaker Yaptor, as well as the Death Prophet. But
they buy back Death Prophet, but there's no Exorcism. And your Morphling is coming off cooldown, luckily. He does have a fresh BKB as well, which is going to help them try and secure these fights. Oh my gosh, Sai is just going in. He's got to be careful. Pain, great disengage.
I mean, Lelis, without the duel, there's not anything he can... Pain, they're having a bit of a lag to going for a pause, but great execution across the map. I guess Secret just... They weren't expecting the side of Pain to continue to chase, but, you know, with those 2 kills already taken, they felt no threat from the side of Secret at all.
Wow. That was interesting. I'm surprised that they go in that deep on the Death Prophet with really no way to... Like we talked about earlier, there's not really a good save in this game for any of Secret's heroes besides the Bristleback. And if mid one gets dueled up, I don't think he can survive through the physical damage of Pain. And we saw that right there. Like, he gets dueled, has BKB, exorcism out, and just gets chewed right through it. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it just doesn't matter. This Naga Siren, you know, with full-blown butterfly as well as, you know, has 5.6... what I X for, you know... God, do you want the second butterfly? Or, Scotty, there's so much that Leo, and he could just have the world, really. Yeah, we'll probably see the second butterfly coming out. I think that ends up being the kind of go-to build for a lot of Naga Sirens now, just because it gives you so much more damage, gives you armor, gives you attack speed, it gives you everything the hero wants. So we'll probably see that, and then like you said, maybe that Aghanim synth after that, because Song of the Siren with the synth is pretty good. Yeah, what I had to say is at the moment it doesn't look like they have no real good way to deal with the other age. You know, no one really wants to be building MKB here. Yeah, I don't know how they kill Naga Siren. We talked about how her picking up the Aegis of Immortality, and I don't think it really mattered too much because I don't see them actually killing Naga for a while. But now she's just getting tankier, bulkier by the minute, and like you said, Secret doesn't have a really solid way of dealing with it. Yeah, I think maybe Secret, what they have to do is, you know, thing where you kill off the rest of the Pain Sign-Up and you ignore Naga Siren. Like, exactly. I think you're totally right. You know, you ignore Naga Siren and maybe you focus objectives. While she's not there is your hope, I guess. All right, so it looks like Zai's going queued up the Ocarine Core as his next item. Just gonna walk around holding down both Q and W.
Will be rewarded.
Yeah, and that, you know, maybe that will give him that little bit more survivability. But I do think if they are able to get the duel on Zai, he is going to go down a lot more convincingly. I agree. It does require Secret to play together now. Pickoffs from the Legion Commander +1 are very scary. Nisha bottom lane, just trying to push here. He's got a Mjolnir queued up as his next item, and then finally a Lincoln Sphere. See which one he ends up going for first. Yeah, that's a really interesting item. I don't usually see the Mjolnir over on the Morphling. Do they just feel the need to push waves faster? Is that what's happening? I think it's also to help clear Naga illusions. If they are in a fight, the Mjolnir is pretty good. You can static charge her like kill target and then just right click them down. But she has so much health at this point that I feel like it is kind of a moot point to try and deal with them in that regard. Interesting enough, we discussed items over here for Leo, and it looks like they just want even more control. Thinking about a full-blown Hex here on the Naga Siren. I love that decision. If he wants to go for a Hex, he just buys it out. That's such a good item. Yeah, especially with the fact that Nisha is refusing to go for this Lincoln. They're gonna have all the control in the world they want for him. Yeah, he's relying on BKB and his quick fingers to press Strength Morph. That's pretty much their bet. Now, a Hex coming out from the Naga Siren, not something that you usually can predict on the side of Secret, so they might find themselves a solid kill with that when they reveal it. I mean, they are showing it in the mid lane, so it looks like they're not going for the no surprise one here. I like the Shiva's coming out for mid one. He needs to tank up for sure, so that's going to help out a lot. Giving that AoE arm, like attack speed reduction plus the armor, very essential. Exactly, you said, you know, even with his X's and BKB up, he was still easy food for them, and with a little bit of armor, maybe he'll be able to, you know, we'll find out when the next fight erupts, but this game, it still feels, I mean, it's just been such a back and forth game, you know, it feels like every time Pain take a good fight, then they take a bad one, and give up an objective. Yeah, I feel they've been prone to making some mistakes as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like Secret has been a team that has been making a few mistakes this game, and yet they're still the one that's up 2 lanes of Rax. And that is so surprising. It feels like Pain has taken the last few fights, and yet they are not taking the objectives with it. And one thing I've learned from playing Dota and from talking to players much better than I am is that if your kills don't lead to anything, they usually don't matter.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Secret done a really good job with the keeping their lanes pushed out, even against the Naga Siren. So every time Pain have won a fight, you know, it's either been in the Roche pit or their side of the map. So it's, as you say, not able to achieve an objective from it.
All right, Rune's coming up again. 45 minutes now. Just gonna do the classic 2-on-2 trade there.
Gold for me. It is mine.
Side of Secret, it looks like at least side mid one, they finally crossed the water. But they're just trading parts of the map. Still neither side happy to go for an engagement. Roshan has the possibility of half an hour. Sorry, 30 seconds. Not
half an hour?
Yeah,
all right, buckle up, chat. We'll be back. Oh, man. Yeah, 30 seconds. I think both teams definitely want to play around the Roche. That's like their next big objective, obviously. Secret wants to be able to take out that tier 2 top, but if they really take one good fight, they could honestly just end mid. They have so much tower damage and so much ability to push base that they don't necessarily need the Megas to end it out.
Yeah, you're totally right about that. We saw what the double damage over here on Nisha, as well as with the exorcism we're capable of. But no, the same thing might be said for the side of Pain Gaming. This Naga Siren, she's at a point where pushes very, very hard. And has she changed up her build? Yeah. Wait, I think I was looking at the wrong illusion. I think I was looking at Nisha.
Morphlings. Looking at the Morphling Naga Siren.
Yeah, it's very difficult to... I was like, where's the Hex gone? Yeah, it's very difficult because there are 2 Naga Sirens this game.
Yeah, it looks like Naga gonna go for the Aghanim Synth. I think that's a great choice. They just want to be able to reset fights, and if they start to fall behind in fight, you can just regen your team up, re-engage. Makes it really nice. Oh my gosh, AoE, mid lane.
Yeah, they have the draw over onto Brisbane. Puppey gets the charge onto a whole bunch of them, but they have the go, and they will lose side doggy by that. Kenzie mid one, uses she was gone as well as Dexter. Kill core, trying to get away, but is affected by that ensnare. Over here, Lelis is being chased down. Nisha finds the kill over. Lelis, is he going to be able to take for this? It looks like he will. Nisha not going to pursue forward, so it's a 1-for-1 trade, but they did force the buyback over onto Zai.
That was a great engagement. AoE, press the attack. Pretty good talent. That was great. Roshan, unfortunately, not up yet. 30 more seconds away. Mid 1's exorcism will expire before then, so unfortunate timing there for Secret. Very beneficial, though, for Pain.
Yeah, mid 1 was really hoping to make something more of that exorcism. You know, it's exactly as you say, you traded for that fight, and it was a great engagement. They chained their disables perfectly on the Bristleback, by the way. Exactly till the Hex wore up. Puppey almost saved the life of Bristleback with that great charge, but it looks like once again going forward over onto Leo, but oh no, Puppey the Hex as well as the duel. And I think he even Lotus Sword himself, so even more damage here for Lelis, and they're pursuing forward for more. The Citrus, no serious change of anyone, they fly on Nisha. Nisha turns up on the Emissary to try and escape forward, but he's affected by that, so she's late for the goal. Go forward, the AoE press attack doing so much damage. The core roll away to safety, is able to make it where Yapso on the back lines has a Hex of his own. Well, now they're fighting up against Leo, but I'm not sure they're able to win this. They are being affected by the Bristol. The slow over onto Leo, the press the attack, but he's not able to make it away. Finally, the Song of the Siren does come off cooldown, and that should be enough to allow him to retreat. I think they're thinking about re-engaging, but no, they are just going to roll away from that fight. So, get another kill for the side of Pain Gaming.
These fights are just... There's a lot of spells going out, but no one is really dying, other than Puppey, who died right from the duel in the very beginning. And then these teams, the cores just duke it out back and forth, but Zai, so difficult to kill at this point in the game. And then there's the Naga Siren, which I honestly don't know if will ever die.
I mean, the only time Leo died was, you know, in that early laning phase. And yeah, it's exactly as you say, they just haven't had a chance to kill Leo. And they might even have the Aegis Office. They definitely know this is happening from the side of Secret. And they are going to just throw Zai into the pit to harass them back, it looks like.
Nisha actually went for the Satanic, so I love this, giving him the ability to fight a little bit more in these engagements, give himself that essential regen as well. Status resist is really good too. I always forget about that.
I just can't believe that Secret. No, they're 2 lanes of barracks ahead, but they're only 2k. That it really feels like they're being pushed to the limit here by Pain Gaming, and one bad fight from either team could decide it all.
I mean, they're both smoked up. This could be the fight.
Could smoke action.
I love Secret. They're just sitting there under their ward, trying to get some sort of information, but Pain's moving up to the other side of the map. They're just gonna dodge each other.
Eventually, they should have some sort of idea. This smoke is gonna break fairly soon. Gan's going to the Roach Pit. They're realizing no one's there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, 2 ships in the night. No one finding anyone here.
Do you see what Zai's doing right now?
Yeah. Don't worry, I see it. Oh, but over here, finally the Hex over to Nog. Sorry, will they impress the attack? They're going to be able to hit it. Golem, it's gone for the 2 of them. They have no control. They have a duel. It's over onto Death Prophet, but she's not going down. Meanwhile, on the back line, they have managed to kill the Skyrock. Skyrock seems to be the one they're focusing, but they have lost each corner. She's got to have the buyback. It's going to TP back inside. They're all getting very, very low over here. Unicorn running forward. He does that buyback. Death Prophet. The Spirit Cycling is living through it. 4-4 on the back line side. He's doing a lot of damage. Unicorn, they can't bring it down. But Leo, he's living through all this. Death Prophet is healing up. They buy back over on Yatsel. They have managed to kill off the 3 from the side of Pain Gaming. That was a buyback. And they finally managed to kill off Leo's Secret. They might have blown this game wide open. There's no buyback here on Unicorn. And 4DR, he's trying to get away. They buy back on the wall up, but with no golem, I don't know if he's going to be able to accomplish anything. They definitely are going to have to buy back on this Naga Siren, but this might be it. Secret, they might have won the game with that one fight.
That was phenomenal. There's 4 buybacks that came out in the middle of that fight. Golem is not available, but here will be the Naga Siren. She does have Song of the Siren as well to delay this as much as she can, but Zai, Nisha, both still alive. Really good at taking this tower.
Yeah, just using the Hex to be harassing. Are they going to be able to kill off Zai? It doesn't look like it. Nisha, they're just going to be able to get the Mega Creeps. I don't think they're able to stop this. Manta style, are they able to kill anyone? Leo is still holding on to Hex on Ember. Signs as well as the Hex. And now they're just focusing on Siren. Emissary fights back by Naga Siren. Do they have the biggest pass? If they do, Leo very low, and they kill off the Naga Siren. No buyback. The Warlock dies, but they call GG as soon as they lose the Naga Siren. No buyback. And Secret, they have managed to win the game.
What a fight from Secret. 2 fights back to back, by the way. That was so good. I mean, we talked about Nisha's Morphling, how legendary it is. This guy played so well. Zai just in the middle of these fights causing absolute havoc. And well played by Secret, really. That was great.